these kind of like little mini series where you've faced the same team in back-to-back games, just from a coaching perspective, a development perspective, to have game one, go back, look at adjustments, and then play the exact same opponent again?
I don't know if it's valuable. They're nice. I mean, it's a chance to take a look at what you did well and try to get better at certain things. Travel is nice for other teams, our team as well, when we play the two games, but I don't know about valuable as much as a chance to just reiterate what you did well and get a chance to clean some things up. So it was good against Clippers to double down on the things we did well and be better in the second game. So it's a chance to do that. But other than the travel, they're another game for me.
As much as you change closing lineups, the starting lineup has been steady as much as possible. Is that something you believe in for chemistry or whatever reasons, or just fits this group, or because it's played well?
Yeah, I just don't have a quick reaction as far as a guy playing a few games bad or whatever the case may be. Guys go through ups and downs, and we had that to start the season, but you want to give guys a chance to stay confident, show your confidence in them, and shoot their way out of a slump or impact the game in different ways. And so I'm not going to react quick. Like you said, it's almost more important who finishes anyway, and different guys do it on different nights. But there is some good continuity with our first group. I think we saw it last year. Guys struggled at times, but they figured it out eventually. And so to start the season when Jalen, Fred, Alpi are not shooting as well as they can, we know they're going to come out of that, and I think they did that pretty quickly. And then it is good to have some balance and have a punch off the bench, and our bench guys definitely come in and change the game.
Yeah. On the subject of continuity, your starters are second in net rating in the league. Is that from continuity, or is that a contributing thing to it?
I think that's part of it. They're used to playing together for sure, but at the same time, going through the ups and downs last year and kind of coming out of that and playing well at the end of the year gives us confidence with that group. And to your point, for us to be number 2 with the start that we had, and just from a shooting standpoint, bodes well. So when the numbers do come back to their norm, I feel like we'll take another step as far as that.
What was it about those 5 guys that you thought would mesh well together when you put that together last year?
Just a balance of, obviously, you have a unique post scorer. Not a lot of bigs with the back of their basket in the league anymore, and Alpi does that well. Fred kind of settling everything down. Obviously, we were one of the worst in turnovers the previous year and got that down to 8th last year, so Fred was kind of stabilizing there. Jalen's a shot creator, one of our best on the team, and then the versatility of Jabari, and obviously the defensive mentality of Dylan. I think it bodes well for us that we have some strong defenders in there, veteran guys that we wanted to mix in with young guys who still needed to grow. And part of the reason we brought Dylan and Fred was to be the right veterans for our group and allow those guys to still grow in different areas, and I think they did that throughout the year.
After seeing it for a good portion of last year before Alpi got hurt, did you spend any time during the summer thinking about maybe changing that first 5?
I wouldn't say I thought about changing it. You understand what we saw with our men when guys went out and how the flexibility we have as far as putting them in at any position, and when guys have been injured or sick or whatever the case may be, he fills in for all those spots. So not necessarily changing the lineup, just interested to see what different looks we could have based on inserting 1 or 2 different guys. And we've done that with injuries last year and even in the preseason this year.
You guys have been one of the NBA's best teams in the third quarter this season. What do you attribute that to?
Cussing them out at halftime. Adjustments have been good by our guys. I think we see what we do well, and a lot of times it feels like we finish the half on a good note and try to bring that same intensity out at times. We didn't have our best starts to the season. A lot of, like I keep mentioning, the 38-point first quarters. I think there were 3 of those in the first 6 games, and so just feels like we keep chipping away and eventually start to do what we want to do and then wear teams down. And I think guys do come out with a renewed sense of urgency to come out the third, and we see some things that work in the first half.
We've talked about Fred mentoring Reed, but Reed was talking today about how helpful Aaron Holiday has been. What have you seen with that relationship and just Aaron being a consummate pro?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of guys. At times I tell Reed to hear some and let some go out the other ear, because a lot of guys are talking to him. It seems like everybody, but he is taking, and I basically said filter and what you need, what you think you can get from these guys. But there are a lot of guys with experience and that have been through different situations. And I think Aaron is a consummate pro, like you mentioned, where it doesn't matter the situation, you plug him in, he's always going to provide a spark and always is ready to play. And so with Reed kind of up and down minutes, up and down roll to start, I think he can kind of lean on some of the things Aaron has gone through and always be ready. And so it's not just a point guard thing. You see Steven and his relationship as well, but he's hearing a lot and probably processing a lot, but some good vets to learn from.
You mentioned going with Jock over Steven the other night for matchup reasons. What have you thought of Jock's play this year, sort of giving you, a little more of a buffer for Steven working his way back?
Yeah, this has been huge. I think Jock had a rough start to last year, but we were confident in what he could do when he was healthy and, not with concussion or little nicks and injuries. And he finished the season really strong when Alpi was out. So it was great to have three bigs that you can rely on. Obviously, we had Jeff a lot at the 5 last year, and we can always go with Jabari there, but 3 true centers to work their way back and be some insurance for when Steven is, a game or two that he's kind of banged up or couldn't play the back-to-backs. And so ton of confidence in Jock and what he's doing. And on any other team, he could truly be a backup every night, and we're just working other guys in and trying to get their legs back in front, but very confident in what he's brought so far.
Jalen had the strong start to the season, the first 5 or 6 games. Since then, the efficiency has waned a little bit. You mentioned earlier talking about having the confidence in guys like Jalen, Fred, Alpi to shoot themselves out of a slump or so. Is that what you're seeing from Jalen right now, kind of a slump, or is there anything process-wise that he's doing out there that you'd like to see him improve upon?
Well, from a shooting standpoint, I think the looks that he was getting early, knocking down when others weren't, he's missed some of those now. So he's kind of flipped as far as Fred is on a nice little heater right now, and Jalen's missing some easy shots. But as we said with Jabari and everybody, continue to take the right ones more so than anything. But with Jalen, it's continue to figure out how to impact the game as well. Not just, his defensive numbers have really improved. His playmaking and recognition is continuing to improve. And so you saw that at the end of last year. And to start the season, a good carryover there, but now you're missing a few shots. How can you not let that affect you and still impact the game in the fourth quarter like he had some big fourth quarters to close out games?
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.